At the beginning of the new year, it's customary for commentators to give forecasts of what's ahead. Hi, I'm Michael Yardney, and today I'm going to share 10 reasons that I'm feeling positive about 2013. But first, let me give you, the obligatory forecast. So my forecast is that most forecasters are going to be wrong this year. Okay, why do I say that? Well, you just have to remember the things we worried about last year. All those things that didn't happen. The European Union didn't break up, and its woes didn't break the world's banking system. America, it managed to muddle its way through its challenges and its economy's picking up. Sure, China's economy slowed, but it didn't tank like many predicted. The mining boom didn't end, it just moved to the next phase. The Mayan prediction that the world was going to come to an end, that was wrong. And of course, all those who predicted that our property markets are going to crash, they were also wrong. Okay, I'm now going to stick my neck out and make a prediction. 2013 is going to be an average year. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to this year. In fact, I'm about to give you 10 reasons that I'm looking forward to it, and you should look forward to it as well. So why am I calling it an average year? I guess it's because I'm expecting it to be better than last year, but not as good as 2014. Okay, here's 10 good reasons that you should be optimistic for 2013 and beyond. First of all, much of the bad news around the world is subsiding. The problems haven't gone away, but many of the fears that plagued us last year are subsiding. China's economy is improving. Its manufacturing output is the highest it's been for 19 months. The United States economy's picked up. Europe, sure, it's remained a bit of a basket case, but the central banks have stabilised the situation compared to the crisis we had 12 months ago. Point number 2, Australia's economy is in good shape. Whether we have a budget surplus or not, if you think about it, our economy's not had a recession for 22 years. It's the envy of most developed nations. We've withstood the deepest global recession since the Great Depression, and we're likely to keep growing pretty fast, probably around 3% this year. The third reason I'm proposing that we're going to have a great year, that you should be optimistic, is our unemployment is low. Now, I know some jobs have disappeared, but around 400,000 new jobs have been created in Australia since the GFC, and unemployment levels are around 5.5% or so. And the good thing is that when people feel comfortable about their jobs, they're more positive. They've got a more positive outlook. They're more confident. That's good for consumption. That's good for investment. The fourth reason I'm optimistic is that Australia's inflation rate is low. The rates come in again just this week, and it's pretty good, isn't it? And this will allow the Reserve Bank to keep interest rates low and maybe contemplate reducing them a bit further later in the year. That's the fifth reason I'm optimistic. Interest rates are low and likely to remain so for a while. This is allowing homeowners to pay off their mortgages and gives those who have overcommitted a bit of extra breathing space. The sixth reason I'm optimistic is household finances in general are in good shape. Despite all the global worries over the last couple of years, recently released figures from the Bureau of Statistics show that Australian household wealth has climbed about 18.5% in the past year. So the average household is now worth around $70,000. This makes us the wealthiest we've been in about 5 years. You see, rather than spending, Australians have been stashing their cash. They've reduced their credit card debts, they've paid off their mortgages, some have taken advantage of the low interest rates and paid off a bit of extra principal in their homes. Then what this means is that their strong household budgets, sometimes a little bit buoyed also by the share market that's gone up, means that they're going to be able to ramp up their borrowings again and get into the property markets later this year. The seventh reason I'm optimistic is that housing affordability is good. I know some people in the world are saying it's unaffordable, but the latest HIA, Commonwealth Bank Housing Affordability Index, shows that the national affordability is about the best it's been in a decade. And the next round of figures that are coming out in the middle of February, I believe is going to show that housing is even more affordable due to higher wages and lower interest rates. The eighth reason I'm optimistic is consumer confidence is picking up. Consumer sentiment, and that was the big missing ingredient over the last years, has been rising over the last 6 months. Okay, it dropped a bit in December. That was sort of disappointing after interest rates dropped, but anyway, now consumer confidence is around its long-term average. The ninth reason I'm confident about this year is that the stock market recorded its biggest gains since 2009. Typically, the stock market starts to pick up a year or two before the economy really gets going. The big money seems to think our future looks rosy. And the 10th reason I'd like to suggest I'm optimistic, and you should be too, about 2013 is that our property markets are going to pick up. In fact, they bottomed in the middle of last year and house prices are slowly rising. And it's a trend that I think is going to continue throughout this year. Of course, there's not just one property market. So some areas are going to still languish and other areas are going to pick up. And I think strong population growth, low interest rates, job stability, affordability and rising rentals are going to make more people get involved in property this year. Some are just going to improve their homes as they feel more comfortable. They're going to renovate. Others are going to take the next step and upgrade their homes, get them moved to new homes or bigger homes. More first home buyers are going to try and get a foot in the property ladder, pushed up by higher interest rates, by higher rentals and lower interest rates. And investors are looking to get set in the property market, and they're going to take opportunities of what's going on. Now, in summary, Australians, and particularly Australian investors, have got a lot to be optimistic about in 2013. Look, we still love property. Our tax system favours investors and our banking system is underpinned by housing. Now, over the beginning of this year, it's only been a couple of weeks into the year, our inquiries at Metropole have been very, very strong, and speaking to others in the industry, it seems to be the same. Investors see that this is the year to get set. If you'd like to understand how you can get a foothold in this property market, or just understand what your options are, why don't you click on the link below and make an appointment to see the property investment strategists at Metropole. Their advice is independent and unbiased. I'm really proud of our team at Metropole. We've won multiple awards for helping our clients get into the property market as Australia's leading buyers agents, property strategists and mortgage brokers. So click on the link below and organise your own consultation. And you can either, if you're a beginner, just understand how you can get into the market, or if you're already in the market, what we can do is just review your portfolio and see what opportunities lie ahead for you. I'm going to be sending you these regular updates now this year. You'll get a newsletter from me every Friday. And if you'd like to, also subscribe to my daily blog. Look forward to a great 2013.